All right, so it has been over a year since I bought my 2015 ZK, the Twheels. These are 24 by 12 Michelin Twheels. A little bit dirty, sorry about that. And so I wanted to give you a nice review, as nice as I can make it anyways, of how I like them, what I think, and are they worth the money, and show you some special features. So we've had, several neighborhoods or areas, neighbors' yards where there's been roofing, and one issue that you always had to worry about was, or just be ready for, was getting these nice roofing nails in your tires, which would either give you a slow leak or pull out while you're mowing and just leave the tire flat mid-mow. You're finishing one stripe in St. Augustine, and all of a sudden the deck is pitched to one side and you're scalping somebody's 5-inch cut, St. Augustine. Not cool. Not cool. So as you can see here, I still need to pull this out, but this nail has been there for 3 weeks, and because it's a Twheel, I haven't had to care. The only thing I should have pulled it out, reason why I should have pulled it out, was so it didn't pull out and then get stuck in somebody's foot or something like that. So since we got some sun here, my brother Bear, doing the maintenance on Tuesdays, noticed some separation of the actual tread itself and the liner of the Twheel itself. But for the most part, let me show you the tread here. So yeah, there we go. So we got, I don't know what the measurement of a fingernail would be. What do you say, 1/2 inch maybe? But here, let's be smart. I do have a tape measure on here for the occasional mess. Oh no, actually I do not see my tape measure. That makes me kind of wonder, because where did I leave it? That's weird. Normally it's supposed to be right here, and I do not know where it is. Let's go to the end of this video. I would have never known. Where is my... Oh man. And we do collect a lot of golf balls too. One of the what do you guys do with your golf balls when you collect them? What do you do? How do you recycle those? All right, I don't see my tape measure, and that really makes me wonder now. Oh, sorry, I can't see either. There we go. There we go. I did find it. It's not supposed to be on that side though. All right, I don't know if this will fit in here. Let's see one of these crevices. Well, finger measurement. Let's see. Finger ends up being, yeah, nail ends up being about 1/2 inch. So fingernail over 1/2 inch of tread. And I do not have the measurement for what it was last year. If you go back and watch that video, you should have a pretty good idea. I didn't measure it, but my bad. But as you can see, there's a lot of life left. Now remember, entry price as of 2019 was $1,000 for the 2 Twheels. But no issues. We did have, in the rain, once some St. Augustine yards would get really wet, you would see some tearing, some divots if you took your turn too fast. And that's kind of typical, but it did seem like it was a little bit more extreme of divots if you really took that turn fast. Obviously a little bit lighter. Also in some yards, we've got a few acre yards that don't drain very well once those rains come in June, and it's really a pain. But what we did notice was that the stability with these tires seems to be much better, and you'll get a kind of a old steamboat with the paddle wheels. You'll get that kind of effect with the water, which does make a mess because it throws it over all this area, which can be a problem. It's just going to be dirty, but it was going to be dirty anyways, so not really an issue there. And another thing is that you got to be careful for the St. Augustine of the grass collecting up here and then farther inside on your hydro. So you're going to make sure every week or every couple of days that you take the blower and you blow all that out, because once it's, the thick St. Augustine, collecting up there just because of wind and discharge, or whatever. It's going to collect. It's going to cause your hydros to heat up and not cool as quickly. But I think the only, let's see, I think back in February of 2020, we had one issue. Some people were asking, how far does it stick out, the Twheel, from the deck? So there we go. Actually, let me do it this way so I'm not. So there we go. There's a flat. So we end up being roughly, I need another cross, like an angle. So edge of deck is, we're going to call that 6 inches. Edge of tire, we're going to call 7.5 inches. So you got a 52-inch deck, and it looks roughly like 1.5 inches extra. Let me try that again here. There we go. Got that flat. So you've got about that, maybe inch, yeah, about an inch, 1.5 inches of overlap. So you might lose some trim capabilities. I did not notice that. The only issue we ran into was in February, and just, you're not mowing every week, so you're a little bit off your game. My brother caught a spigot that was just the right height, sticking out too far from the house, but it had been 2 years and he never hit it before. But just one of those things. It was a real pain, and it took us almost all day to get a friend to fix it, and it was a main water line to the house. So outside, spigot on the wall, not a good situation, but we got it fixed. Customer's happy, still mowing for him. But that was the only issue, was that the wheel was a little bit wider than Bear was used to, so this caught the spigot, broke it right off, and caused us quite the delay. But that's not the Twheel's fault. Not necessarily Bear's fault. It's just one of those weird things. So we've only showed you one. Let's look at the other one that's in the shade, and it seems like they've worn pretty evenly. And it seems like this one is actually the better of the two, where there doesn't seem to be any separation on the rim. I could have asked Ricky at Bucks if that is an issue or if that's a warranty issue. Yeah, but as you can see on this one, there is no separation on the outside of the tread and the liner. So I got a little chunk, and I am rough with it. We're not, this mower gets used and probably abused to a degree. So, but it's been so nice not having to jack this up on a yard and have to plug a tire, find the hole first. So it means you got to air it up. Got the compressor, but still you got to air the crazy thing up. So you're using air that you might need later. Then you got to find a plug. Or find the hole. Then you got to plug it. Then you got to add more air to it. So you're looking at maybe a 20-minute interruption to your day, just so you can get back out and mow. And that's if I remember to fill the tank. So it's not convenient whatsoever. So even though these are $1,000, we're year one, one in a couple months, where I haven't had to replace a tire. And look at that tread, I'm not going to need to replace a tire, and it's not going to cause me any downtime whatsoever. It is an inch taller, if I remember correctly. The other tires are 23.5 11s, I think. So there is no issues fitment wise excuse me, between the deck and the tire, so no issue there. So you may have to if you look at Wright standard videos, Ed Wright demonstrated you might want to adjust your deck. We have not. We just left it as it was. We probably got a little bit more angle, but I didn't really see any real issues to necessitate adjusting the deck for the Twheels. If you want to, by all means go to it. But for us, no real issues there. I think that's about it. We did notice on like bank side areas, if you're mowing along a wet bank and you want to try to get down as low as you can, so you're not having to weed eat as much. These do seem to hold very good traction, but you got to really judge how muddy it is. If it's just a fresh wash up the bank, you're probably going to be fine. If that water has been sitting there for 2 or 3 months, you probably don't want to touch that area with any wheel. You're just not going to get out of it. But I think it gets stuck. It's harder to get this stuck with the Twheels, but once it is stuck, it's just as hard as any other tire to get it out. So and I think that's the main issue with any mud design like that. And it does seem like, these ZKs have an awesome foot plate, but it does seem like that these make it even more comfortable. So very bad. Yeah, so I'd say in almost every condition and so forth, that there's not really a negative side to the Twheels. The initial price, yes, that is kind of a shocker. But even for a good pair of Carlisle tires, you're going to spend, $300, $400 on tires. So that's $400 that might get you a year and a half, or you can spend $1,000. And from a commercial guy in this area, he's using them for his Toros, and he's got 5, 6, 7 years out of them. So on commercial, doing the common areas on busy highways. So it's really, to me, it was a no-brainer once I did the numbers on it and the comparison, and once I got tired enough of plugging tires. And it saved a lot of time, and in the back of your head there's not that mental, oh no, what if I'm going to have a flat tire, what if I forgot to charge up the air compressor. So it really just rules out a lot of issues. I'd love to put them on the 36, but the issue being that the offset would stick them out farther, and they'd be better for a 42 or 48 and they would just, that's where those work well, because they sell them in this size, but the offset is too wide to be able to accommodate the 36-inch deck. So I could buy them, but then I lose my gate access with this mower. So unfortunately we'll have to stick with the Carlisles, and this year I didn't have to plug them quite as much, but that's still an issue. But this is also the least used mower compared to the 52. There's one other thing I was going to say on them. Would I recommend them? Absolutely. I'm doing 115, 120 yards a week during the summertime, and I have no problem recommending to buy the Twheels for whatever mower you have. Doesn't matter if it's a Wright Standard, Toro, Gravely, whatever mower you have that they would fit on. Ferris, Husqvarna, whatever. If you're doing up to that many yards, or if you just do the numbers yourself and say, hey, that really makes sense for me, I don't have to worry about losing pressure or whatever, then I would definitely recommend it. So 1 year review on the Twheels, for Michelin Twheels for the ZK. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll see if we can help you out. Talk to you later.